Okay. Students, in the previous clip, we have discussed what is the criteria for optical activity. Now, extend the same story in this clip. So, optically active molecules are also said to be chiral, right? So the molecules which have ability to show the optical activity, they are said to be chiral, right? So any molecule which have ability to show the optical activity means have ability to rotate the plane of plane polarized light is said to be chiral. So we have two type of optically active molecules. One are dextrorotatory, also called D plus, and levorotatory, L minus, right? So dextrorotatory and levorotatory, for a same molecule, the angle of dextrorotation and the angle of levorotation, if other things are same, they are equal, but the sign is opposite, right? So if a molecule have ability to rotate the plane polarized light in the clockwise, so this rotates the plane polarized light clockwise, and this rotates the plane polarized light in the counterclockwise, right? Suppose that one solution is given to us, and we have a chiral molecule or optically active molecule A, which have two isomers D plus and L minus. Suppose that let it be not A, this is organic molecule. This is A and this is A dash. Suppose that this is A and A dash. One is dextrorotatory and other is levorotatory. Suppose that we have taken 50% of D plus and 50% of L minus. This percentage you can take in terms of mole percent. So suppose that we have taken 50% of dextro and 50% of levo, then what you expect in this case? The solution is optically active or inactive. The solution, if we take 50% of dextro and 50% of levo of any organic molecule, so the mixture is called racemic mixture. And this racemic mixture is always what? Optically inactive. Why this is optically inactive? Why? Because 50% molecules try to rotate the plane clockwise, and 50% try to rotate the counterclockwise. So the net rotation, why? Because because the net rotation is 0. Why? Because 50% molecule rotates clockwise and 50% counterclockwise. So the net rotation, this net rotation 0. Why? Because the rotation is compensated. Because the rotation of what? Rotation of plane polarized light is compensated externally, right? So the racemic mixture is optically inactive due to what? External compensation of optical rotation, right? So if we take 50 and 50% mixture of dextro and levo form of any optically active molecule, the overall mixture is racemic mixture and it is optically inactive. So there are so many technical terms are here, and all of you should know the meaning of those technical terms. So racemic mixture is a optically inactive mixture of two different isomers of same molecule, dextro and levo, right? See, if we try to separate them, suppose that we separate them, suppose that racemic mixture is there, and the separation between D plus and L minus. So the separation of racemic mixture into the dextro and levo form, this method or this phenomena is called resolution. Means method of resolution means we can use chemical method for this process, but the method of separation of dextro and levo form is called resolution. So somewhere, if anywhere in the question the term is used, the isomers are resolvable. So it means you have to identify the dextro and levo form. Means the mixture, the compound mixture have dextro and levo form. So if it is written anywhere that the mixture or the isomers are resolvable, means what is the meaning? Means the isomers are D plus and L minus. No any other kind of isomers, like suppose that you have mixture and cis and trans form is there, then we cannot use the term resolvable. The term resolvable came only when the mixture have dextro and levo form. Means the examiner is trying to ask to you that find the number of optical isomers, right? So these are this is the meaning of the term resolvable, and very simple definition is this: the separation of dextro and levo form from the racemic mixture is called resolution, right? Uh, one more situation. Suppose that in a mixture, the mixture we have D plus and L minus of same molecule is given. And this time it is not given that how much percentage is this and how much percentage is this. But one thing is given for this mixture. For this mixture, it is given that alpha net is minus x degree. Suppose that it is given. What is given? The alpha net means net specific rotation is given and this is minus. So what does it mean? If for any mixture alpha net is negative, means the moles of L minus are more than the moles of D plus, right? So alpha net of the mixture, if it is negative, means the levoisomer is more than the quantity of levoisomer is more than the quantity of dextroisomer, right? So we can simply devise formula for this. Let the specific rotation for this D isomer is alpha D. This is the specific rotation of D plus, and for this alpha L for levoisomer, right? So we can write here alpha net is equal to alpha D FD plus alpha L and FL. This is equation 1. See, alpha D is the specific rotation of D. What is FD? FD is mole fraction of D plus isomer, and FL is equal to mole fraction of L minus isomer, right? So this is alpha FD and FL, meaning of FD and FL. So this is equation 1. You know, it has no unit. It has also no unit. So, and the unit of this is angle, degree. This is also degree, and alpha net also in degree. So this dimensionally our equation is correct. Now we had alpha net value is negative, means moles of L isomer are more than the moles of D isomer, or whatever the question, in the question it is given, no problem. One more relation we can write, alpha D is equal to alpha L. Can we write or not? This is very simple, that the angle of dextrorotation is always equal to the angle of levorotation magnitude wise. One is positive, so other one is negative. So in this situation, what I have given you, alpha net is negative. So we can convert this equation in terms of L, levoisomer. And one more relation we can write, FD plus FL is equal to 1. This is equation 3. So by using these three equations, results, we can transform the equation 1 in terms of levoisomer. So alpha net is equal to, in place of alpha D we may write minus of alpha L, and in place of FD we can write 1 minus SL and plus alpha L FL, right? So this is equal to, you can open the bracket, minus alpha L minus minus plus FL alpha L plus alpha L FL, right? So what common we can take from here? Alpha L, alpha L, alpha L. So we can take common here alpha L, and we get 2FL minus 1. 2FL minus 1. So this is alpha net. So this is equation 4. So one more equation you can transform in the same way when moles of D plus are more than the moles of L minus. Then what will happen? Alpha net, this is positive. So if this situation is given, then you can transform equation 4 like this. Alpha net is equal to alpha D, in place of L you write alpha D, and 2FD minus 1. This is equation 5. So now it is clear, you should use equation number 4 when levo isomer is more, and use equation number 5 when dextro isomer is more. What you have to find here? This term 2FL minus 1, 2FL minus 1 or 2FD minus 1, this is called enantiomeric excess, means double E. Enantiomeric excess means these dextro and levo isomers are also called enantiomers. So enantiomeric excess means which isomer is in excess and how much. How much in excess, right? How much in excess. So by using this, you can find out any enantiomer, either D or L, is excess and how much it is in excess. So this formula you can use to calculate enantiomeric excess. In many books, you will find a different formula for enantiomeric excess. I have devised this formula. So don't worry, both formula will give the same result, but this is excuse me, this is more simple and easy to understand. Other formula is enantiomeric excess or optical purity. Optical purity or enantiomeric excess. Optical purity or enantiomeric excess. This is equal to observed optical rotation. Observed optical rotation by optical rotation of pure enantiomer. Optical rotation of pure enantiomer into 100. So this is one formula, but I do not prefer this formula actually. I always prefer this formula, and this is very simple. 2FD minus 1 or 2FL minus 1. Let's do some practice on this formula. Do some problem. Suppose that we have a question like 2-butanol if we have if we have two butanol with observed rotation with observed rotation of 9.72 degree, right? And the specific rotation of pure enantiomer of 2-butanol is 13.5 plus, this is also plus 13.5 degree. Then analyze the mixture. See, this is the question. So we have a 2-butanol with observed rotation. Observed rotation means this is alpha net. So alpha net 9.72 plus means what? D plus is more than L minus, because the net rotation is positive, means dextro isomer is more than levo isomer. Dextro enantiomer is more than levo enantiomer, right? So alpha net is this. And here the specific rotation of pure enantiomer of butanol is this. So alpha D is equal to, it is given 13.5 degree, right? So two information you have, and you have to analyze which enantiomer is excess, what is enantiomeric excess here, what is optical purity is here. So no problem. You have formula alpha net is equal to alpha D 2FD minus 1. And you know 2FD minus 1, this is, you can replace with optical purity or enantiomeric excess. So at the end we can do this. So 2FD minus 1 is equal to alpha net. Alpha net is 9.72 by this 13.5. So 9.72 divided by 13.5. So you get 0.72. So you will get this 0.72. So 2FD minus 1 is equal to 0.72. So 2FD is equal to 1.72, or FD is equal to 1.72 by 2. So it becomes equal to 0.6. 0.7 or 0.8, 0.86. So FD is 0.6, means mole fraction of D plus is 0.86. So the mole fraction of L minus is 1 minus 0.86. So 1 minus 0.86, this becomes equal to 0.14. So if you want to write this data in terms of what percentage, so the percentage of D plus enantiomer is 86% and percentage of L isomer is 4. And how much D is in excess? See, how much D is in excess? This 14% L will compensate 14% of D. Then how much it will left? 72. So we can say that 72% is the optical purity of this mixture. So we can say this is what 2Ft minus 1. This is called optical purity or enantiomeric excess. EE or optical purity. So in the question, I have given analyze the mixture. I have totally analyzed the mixture, and we also calculate the optical purity or enantiomeric excess. Remember, 14% will neutralize 14% because this 14% racemizes with 14% of dextro. Means 14% of D plus 14% of L minus, they will neutralize each other, and remaining 72% of D is present, which shows this angle of rotation 9.72. So I think all of you are getting this. One more question. You can write, you can do question next. The observed rotation of a 0.3 gram sample of a 0.3 gram sample of cholesterol in 15 ml of chloroform solution, in 15 ml of chloroform solution containing 10 centimeter polarimeter tube, is minus 0.78 degree. Minus 0.78 degree, right? Calculate the specific rotation of cholesterol. Specific rotation of cholesterol. Right? The observed rotation of mixture of isomers of cholesterol is minus 13 degree. Find the fraction of D plus in the mixture. So what is asked in this question? In this question has two parts. In the first part, you have to calculate the specific rotation for pure cholesterol sample, and then in the second part, there's a mixture, means racemic mixture is given. Mixture means after rotation of mixture means racemic mixture or mixture of D and L, not exactly racemic mixture, because if it is racemic, then it is optical rotation 0. So in this mixture, we have both D and L. So first we have to calculate specific rotation from the first data. So alpha T and lambda constant, this is equal to theta by L into C. So what is theta is given? Theta is given minus 0.78 divided by what is L? 10 centimeter. So in decimeter, it is 1 decimeter. 1 decimeter into 0.3 gram in 15 ml. So you can take it directly from grams per ml, you can take this, or kilograms per decimeter cube, the same thing, no problem. So 0.3 by 15. 0.3 by 15. This is in decimeter, dm, and this is grams per ml, right? So if you solve this, you will get minus 39. Minus 39 degree. So which isomer you are getting this pure rotation? This is alpha L pure. This is equal to minus 39 degree. So definitely alpha D pure will be 39 degree, right? That we are knowing this. See, observed rotation of cholesterol is minus 13 degree, means what? Alpha net is equal to minus 13 degree, means L minus isomer is more than D plus. Very simple. So if L minus is more than D plus, so you have to use formula alpha net is equal to alpha L 2FL minus 1. 2FL minus 1. Alpha net is minus 13 is equal to alpha L, you have calculated minus 39 and 2FL minus 1. Now you can write 2FL minus 1 is equal to 13 by 39. So 13 by 39, it will come 0.33. 0.33, right? So 2FL is equal to 1.33. So FL is equal to 1.33 by 2. So it becomes 0.66. So if fraction of L isomer is 0.66, so FD is equal to, because it is asked, find the rotation of D plus, find the fraction of D plus. So the fraction of D plus FD is equal to 1 minus FL. So 1 minus 0.66, this is equal to 0.33. So in terms of percentage, you can write FD is equal to 33% and FL is equal to 66%, right? So this is the analysis of this mixture. So in this way, you can calculate or you can identify that which isomer is in excess or which isomer is present, how much percent in the mixture of D and L. If it is not racemic mixture. If it is racemic mixture, then no problem. The optical rotation is 0. Both are 50 and 50%. So in this way, this formula is very much useful, and this is very simple formula as well, right? So this is all about the analysis of the optically active mixtures, right? Now, one more very important point I would like to discuss with all of you, that how to uh, identify the optical isomers. I am giving you a flow chart, and hopefully this is very useful for you people. Suppose that a pair of structures with the same formula, with the same formula, right? Suppose that this is given. I am giving you some flow chart here. Now, what you have to check, same connectivity, check. This is the checkpoint. Same connectivity. If your answer is no, then those structures which you have considered, those are constitutional isomers, right? So whenever the question is given, right, that pair of structures are given and it is asked, tell me which kind of isomeric relation they are sharing. So you have to follow this flow chart. Pair of structures with the same formula, same connectivity, no, answer is no, means they are constitutional isomers. If the answer is S, then do one more check. Are they superimposable? Superposable, you can write. Are they superposable? If the answer is yes, suppose that the structures are superposable, then they are same molecule, right? Then they are same molecule. If no, if the answer is no, then they are stereo isomers. Then they are stereoisomers, right? Now check the related as mirror image, related as mirror image. This is another checkpoint. Are they related as a mirror image? If the answer is no, means if they have no mirror relation with each other, right? If they have no mirror relation with each other, then they are diastereomers. 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 And if they are mirror image, they share mirror image. If the answer is S, then they are enantiomers. Enantiomers. So how the enantiomers are defined? The enantiomers are defined as the superimposable? No. Non-superimposable mirror images of each other. So enantiomers are non-superposable mirror image of each other. Right? So enantiomers are non-superposable mirror image of each other. And what are diastereomers? The diastereomers have no mirror relation. No mirror relation. No mirror relation. But remember, diastereomers are also a kind of stereoisomers because they are the part of stereoisomers. You cannot say diastereomers are not stereoisomers. So diastereomers are non-mirror image of each other. Enantiomers are non-superimposable mirror image of each other. So now you have one more term, enantiomers and diastereomers. So enantiomers and diastereomers, they sharing a good relation regarding their properties. So it is worth here that I mention some properties of diastereomers and diastereomers and enantiomers, right? So enantiomer and diastereomers. Diastereomers, right? And here we can take the property. Properties, enantiomers and diastereomers. Molecular formula. Enantiomers and diastereomers, same molecular formula. Structural formula. Same. Both have same structural formula. Dipole moment. Dipole moment. Enantiomers have same dipole moment, but diastereomers have different. Right? Melting point, boiling point, density, rate of absorption, refractive index, solubility, refractive index, All the enantiomers have same, but diastereomers different, right? Now come to the specific rotation. Alpha. Same but different sign. Magnitude is same. Magnitude is same. And here different. Now come to the chemical reaction. Chemical reaction with optically inactive. With inactive, all the enantiomers have same, but they are different. And with active, different and different. So if you compare the properties of enantiomers and diastereomers, enantiomers have all the physical properties same. In regarding chemical reaction, they have same rate of reaction with the optically inactive reagent, but with active reagent they have different. But diastereomers have all the physical properties different. All the physical properties different. The two diastereomers have same only molecular formula and structural formula and connectivity. That's it. Rest of the physical properties are different. See one major point, optical rotation, specific rotation or optical rotation you can say. So enantiomers have optical rotation magnitude same but different sign. So on the basis of this different sign only you can differentiate the enantiomers. If you want to differentiate any enantiomer on the basis of melting point, boiling point, you cannot separate them, you cannot identify them. So how enantiomers are differentiated, characterized or identified? Enantiomers are differentiated, characterized and identified on the basis of optical rotation, D plus and L minus. So D plus and L minus, D plus and L minus with same molecular formula are said to be enantiomers. Right? So enantiomers are the non-superimposable mirror images of each other. And diastereomers have no mirror relation with each other. So we have discussed till this clip what is optical activity, what is the cause of optical activity, what is specific rotation, what are enantiomers, what are diastereomers, what are chiral molecules. Now in the next clip we will discuss optically active compounds, classification of optically active compounds, how they are classified and how you identify. So that in this category we have, although we have many type of organic compounds having optical activity or ability to show the optical activity, but here I will discuss three to four categories only, which is in your syllabus, right? So in the next clip, we'll discuss optically active compounds and their classification, right?